Yeah, exactly. That means China #1, and I think that might as well be the case in this series, Kev. Maybe you can throw a little bit more in there as we get into map #2. It's going to be Mirage. Tell me, is it a 2-0?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like, I'm more than confident enough to say 100%. TYLOO starting on the T side as well. Okay, how is Global going to go? How they're setting up their crossfires? A couple more rounds to play with this time around. They need to definitely just individually start putting up the numbers here. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit of an issue.
Certainly is. Well, let's see what Caramel can do. Somebody is hanging around in his direction, making a fair bit of noise, just trying to cause a bit of a decoy as the rest of TYLOO run out from ramp, and that is too easy. Slowly's jumping up and down. They haven't even managed to get a single kill. TYLOO rolls into the A bomb site, flashes there, catches Hellranger, and I dare say this round is over.
As soon as that smoke fades, it's just a question of how many they can take down. They're just all going to swing in together, and Lightning Fast, he's just thinking, ooh, a couple of nice shots coming out. Actually forcing now TYLOO to respect this. Lightning Fast definitely with a good chance. I don't know if there is a kit and where it's been dropped. He's going to drop down to Sandwich. Thinks there's one at A ramp, but Dan King starts things off with the P250, and he'll wrap it up as well. So TYLOO, just on the back of that, I think Caramel's head was spotted out, or I think it was Hellfighter, and that was near balcony, but it's pretty disgusting when you look at it.
Certainly is. A couple of good entries. You've got to give that to TYLOO as well. Sometimes it can be difficult as the CT side with the pistols when the Glocks are just tapping away at your heads. So, look, fair enough. Maybe it's just a bad start for Global Esports. Obviously, in the context of what we saw on Dust 2, it's highly likely that we will be seeing more of this. But I am hopeful that Global can get at least something started on the CT side here. Difficulty is, though, that starting on CT side is very much going to put them in the same problematic situation that they had on Dust 2. If they lose these gun rounds early on in the piece after losing the pistol, then the money's going to be shot, and TYLOO are liable to just completely wipe the floor with them, as they are currently doing. So 2-0 for TYLOO. Need to see a buy coming out from Global Esports here. They did save last round, so they can get something through. But look, Kev, this is the start of what I'm talking about, with really just kind of half buys, weaker buys on the CT side. You've got Glass Cannon or Utilities a bit lacking on a few of the players of Global. Could see this for the rest of the half.
Look, I'm hoping not, because, I mean, if Global does have something quite strong, it is the fact that the double up setup actually worked quite well until TYLOO decided to walk forward and just aim better still at the end of the day. So now it comes maybe a bit of a B-site take. You've got all members of TYLOO grouped up at this stage, and somebody's just dropping utility and being an absolute nuisance right now.
Lightning Fast, at least. Bit of a lightning fast headshot from him. That's a much better start for Global Esports, and they've already started to rotate their players off. I'm interested to see whether TYLOO's going to cancel here, but it looks like they'll just decide to take the brute force route, and that's straight into the bomb site. Dan King, very fast kill onto Lightning Fast, and how many more is TYLOO going to really require? Attacker's gotten one, Samar, an aim duel against Hellranger, who has managed to find a couple, and all of a sudden the round swings back on its head. Global Esports do get away with 3, but 3 by the skin of their teeth. Very low HP on a lot of those players, and TYLOO might have been a little bit wiser to just slow things down a little bit there. I think they got a bit over-eager in that push onto B.
I don't know. I feel like that was just, once again, TYLOO actually had that in the bag. There's just a couple of individual aim deals that worked in the favor of Global, and the fact that Global actually committed everything in terms of the rotation over there. Like, Hellranger goes down to Dan King is just pretty much that's it, or like to Summer. And it was Attacker missing so many shots onto the player at Market as well. So look, Global do manage to get through with a round victory, but it doesn't fill me with confidence at the end of the day, because the smokes from TYLOO were still there. You know, at least a round's around. Doesn't matter how you get it. And now a bit of more of a set default. It is going to be a force buy coming out from TYLOO at this stage, and Hellranger kind of in the middle of no man's land, but in a nice little angle, nevertheless.
Pretty free walk out onto the A bomb site here, potentially for TYLOO. Deathmaker out in the middle of nowhere, no man's land. Elf has gone for a bit of a push into A ramp, not really assisted by anyone on Global there at all. No flashes going through for him or anything like that, so teamwork certainly lacking a little bit there.
And this is the part where I just instantly go, just save. Like, you've got all this B site control, you've got all this other territory, just save. There's no point really going for this at the moment. You're not really gaining anything on the CT side. Yeah, sure, you pick off somebody. I think he had maybe a Deagle at most. Open plant right now. You're more in a position where you're probably going to lose more guns at this stage and actually gain anything if you decide to do damage to the T-side economy. So it's good to see that they do recognize the danger and they just back out. Great shots coming out from Lightning Fast, though. He's actually impressed me quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely hitting a few shots and making things look pretty good. B-side player, though, and TYLOO maybe will recognize that and start to lean on the A side a little bit more so. Health and Deathmaker struggling a fair bit over there at the moment.
Great damage actually coming out, so...
The issue is, I'm not sure that TYLOO really minds. Like, yeah, they lose a couple of guns, and theoretically, normally, it would matter to your economy. But TYLOO's probably just that confident, that supremely confident that they know, like, oh, well, we'll lose a couple of guns here, but chances are we're probably going to win the next 5 rounds anyway.
Or just take pistols and just do an execute. That said, though, with those 3 save weapons, it's really good because Global can actually force another buy into this. Actually, a pretty serviceable one as well. Only a couple players lacking maybe a critical kit of utility. So 2 of the players know interior grenades, double flashbang instead. Out comes the mid take. Actually, the CTs might be going straight for it as Caramel is going to get pick off Danking straight through the smoke.
Good signs, good early signs for Global Esports. 2 gun rounds now in a row. Well, not in a row, I guess. 2 gun rounds. They have managed to find the opening pick. So it's not like they're unable to compete in this series. Somebody also copying a grenade. Gives you the indication maybe that Global Esports are quite aware of where the majority of TYLOO players are.
But Attacker's already walked out of A ramp, so he's going to be flashed in, or you'd hope that a flash would come in soon to allow Attacker to kind of approach this angle.
At the moment, it's just going to be someone chucking a couple of mollies down onto bottom of balcony. 1 for 1 for Attacker. Probably not what TYLOO was realistically looking for. But you're going to see an incendiary thrown into Connector from Global Esports as well. Really just slowing TYLOO down, who are at the moment really just milling around. I think they're kind of waiting for someone maybe to push short that slowly can then pick off, and that'll put the accelerator on for somebody in summer. They'll have to walk their way out onto the A bomb site. They've been spotted by Deathmaker, and honestly, this has looked like a bit of a nothing round from TYLOO. I think maybe underestimating Global Esports a little bit too much, expecting that they can get some free kills, and they're not really going to be able to get away with that. They do at least have to give some respect to Global. Summer in a 1-on-4 does start well. He's got 20 seconds to work with or so, and maybe he can chase a few down. He'll eventually fall to Lightning Fast. And another gun round with 3 alive for Global. And this is where some of those guns lost for TYLOO previously do come into effect. They won't be able to buy now.
Not really. They just completely buy up here. And this would be a case for TYLOO. I just go, all right, let's just throw it A site execute and just go straight in. Don't even know how to say it. It's just, they're just going to go straight in and just try to just bully the way forward, or just go straight to the B bomb site instead. That's all right, I guess, but didn't work out for them last time. Don't know how it's going to work for them this time around as well. Lightning Fast. Been pretty good so far on the rifle.
Quick as you like, somebody with the P250 in hand. He's got absolutely no fear, and maybe he should have a little bit, but Mac 10 for slowly upgraded into an AK. He knows Lightning Fast is at bench, but he can't win the aim duel, and it's gone poorly for TYLOO on this save. Well, it wasn't really a save, was it? But it's gone poorly either way. And Global Esports starting to get the ball rolling a little bit on the CT side, which is much better from them. At least proving that they do have, enough to kind of challenge TYLOO today. If we saw 2 maps that went the way of Dust 2, you'd probably walk away a bit disappointed. And theoretically, it could still go in that direction. But TYLOO's not looking nearly as dominant as they were on Dust 2 T side here on Mirage.
I think it's just down to one of the individuals from Global as well stepping up. But for TYLOO, it's just a case of they're going to eventually roll the dice enough towards the A-bomb site where it's going to work out for them. So Global investing a lot of resources over at mid. Caramel misses a shot and cops a dink through the edge of the wall. This is going to force the rotation out, but you can see the players from Palace already coming out. They've already committed out at this stage. An attacker actually relinquishing the angle, and Deathmaker is going to have a pretty easy time at the moment. Some nice little shots coming out. So a very solid hold as TYLOO actually missed the timing.
We talked about TYLOO having a bit of DM prac on Dust 2. Maybe Global Esports are getting that back in spades right now on Mirage. That was too easy for Deathmaker.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just TYLOO just individually just not committing all together as a team, and that might be a bit of a problem because when it works for TYLOO, they're just charging in as a force. You see Deathmaker pretty fascinated in maybe taking a few aim deals. Not much you can do with a Glock as Dan King there. But out comes the buy for TYLOO once again. But for Global, this is good. Money's starting to build up.
Full rifle buy. No AWP in the hands of Dan King so far on the T side, but we don't really see TYLOO tend to lean on the AWP as much on T side as they do on CT. They don't actually mind going for the 5 rifles. Lots of utility over to the A-bomb, so that could be a quick play from TYLOO, and it is just that. Attacker does get the better of Health, who continues to struggle in this matchup, slowly overwhelms Deathmaker. That's a bit more like it for TYLOO. Maybe Attacker's gotten a bit over-eager. Hellranger's going to let him past, but I'm not sure that even despite this, it's going to really matter all that much.
But no one's going to check this. Oh, Dan King's going to check it. Why would Dan King check it?
Obviously, he doesn't trust Attacker.
Attacker's like just fanged it straight into CT spawn, and the Dan King's like, maybe there's a guy here, and then you're just going, why would he check that?
Why would he check that? That's a good point.
Well, and that's just literally TYLOO just going, all right, let's just pick up the pace towards A. Hey, maybe we should do it again.
Maybe. Didn't seem to work too poorly at all. Double AWP set up for Global Esports as well, so that'll be interesting. Deathmaker's going to take one of them towards... I thought he was going to take it towards A, but he's actually going to go toward mid. Does boost up and gets onto short. There's smoke. There's a bit of a hole in it, but TYLOO already passed it. Slowly does not want to stop. They weren't expecting Deathmaker on that angle, that's for sure. But look at this. Attacker already into connector. Oh, that is a clean shot, a mean shot onto Caramel. You really would have expected him to win that duel, but holy cow.
Hellfighter's doing much better now as well. He's able to stand his ground, at least get 2 before he's traded out. So 2 on 3, Molotov's actually sealed out the position for now, but Deathmaker misses the shot, and you can't commit to that against Summer again. So a couple of critical missed shots from these double AWPs. Going to be costing them a little bit for now. Still a winnable situation for Global, though. They've got a lot of utility, and Hellranger might be tempted to go on the far long rotate, but better off just to go in for the shallow one.
Oh, that's
but this is
crisp.
This is just vintage Summer right now, who's just driving the point forward. He's just going, you know what? Let's get a bit fancy here. Let's just go get the entries.
Very fancy indeed from Summer.
Might be a tech pause, because I think Lightning Fast might have timed out.
It is going to be a little bit of a pause here, but we're going to take a look back at not the last round, but the round prior, the one where TYLOO just ran into A. So we'll get a bit of a better idea of where all of those frags came from, because it was absolute madness. So you see Summer walking up mid. This is where he's able to find at least one on the player on short. And, well, the rest of the, I guess the rest you kind of saw. Everyone essentially running into CT spawn and making it happen there. Dan King just like, why is Hellranger here? Why is he even there? Anyway, worked out nicely. I think we're kind of at that tipping point, though. You know, on Dust 2 as well, there was the first few rounds that kind of went backwards and forwards a little bit. And then once TYLOO got on top, once they really figured out what they needed to be doing, that's where they ran away with the map. And I almost think that we're now at that point. Global has had a few decent rounds. They've defended pretty well in a couple of the gun rounds. But TYLOO, in the last 2 gun rounds, have just shown absolute disrespect. They've really just thrown the execute, run in, taken the aim duels, and they've won pretty much all of them. And I think they're going to continue to do that.
I think it's less of disrespect and more of the fact that it's like, okay, we can't actually... Because what they were trying to win with like individual 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3 aim deals, like that to me is disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like what they're trying to do at the moment is like barreling together as a 3-man unit, really coming in onto a site together as like 3 people ready to trade each other out. That's a lot more dangerous because that's actually a lot more powerful. Walking straight into the pistols though.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a pretty easy round here for TYLOO. There's a couple of good shots going through from some of those global players, but USPs only. You can't really do too much there. Now, Global should be able to get another buy through. Health is going to drop the AWP over, I would imagine, to Caramel, and he will. Still, you know, this is what I was talking about at the very start of the game. Poor buy. Even though you got a double AWP, you have glass cannon AWP, you have a lack of utility.
And I don't necessarily agree with this double AWP. If they were actually paying dividends once again and actually reaping the rewards, yeah, go for it because it could be the round changer. But so far, the AWPs have missed more shots than actually hit them. Finally, Caramel does manage to pick off one.
Well, somebody doesn't seem like he's going to slow down too much. Molly in towards Van. Hasn't spotted Lightning Fast just yet, but Summer's already up into window, and he's gotten out of there alive. Somebody continues to look for this remaining B anchor. He's already out onto the site, surely calling for the rotation to come in from his mates.
Why is the short player not peeking forward? Somebody's just kind of like between two positions. All he has to do is look towards short. But I don't think they realize that somebody's out. Somebody's going to get the trade. Health Ranger going to be able to wrangle it back. 3-on-3. Bomb will be making its way over the B bomb site as Window's going to be smoked off. No flanks coming out from TYLOO this time around. But Caramel's pushing so fast up. Actually catches one off guard.
Yeah, not going to catch Danking though. Posted on the line, ready and waiting. And luckily, Danking is the player with the bomb as well. So he can get onto the site. And I was going to say maybe Summer can lock down the apartments. He's not going to have that option now. But Danking's going to make his merry way over towards A. And he's going to have a much faster rotation here than Global, who haven't even checked out B yet. You're going to get the bomb down before Global even starts to walk into B. And this is going to be fantastic. They're going to take so long to get to this site.
Oh, he's going to rotate all the way to mid as well. So this might actually work out perfectly for Global. So Global, how are they going to rotate across is a real question. It's going to be two people through unders, so...
Well, they might expect him in towards A ramp or in towards jungle, but they're certainly not going to expect him in towards CT spawn with a bomb plant like that. Does have a smoke and a flash, and look at how this timer has ticked away so quickly. They're really just going to have to sit on the defuse here, and like I said, they're never expecting Danking from the CT spawn. He has just big brained them, and he's won the round, and that's the easiest 2-on-1 clutch you're ever going to see.
He's just playing with his food at the moment. It does go down to explosion, and Hellfighter actually can pick up the AWP at the very least. But I think that's also just Danking. That's a really nice individual play from him. He realizes that, hang on a second, the person that killed Summer at B Apartments was not Hell Ranger. Both players are most likely still at B at that stage.
Yep.
And I think maybe it's just noticing the tendency now that they are, that Global Esports is a little bit quick on the rotate as soon as they spot a bit of action. Allows them to kind of go around. I like Global being a bit responsible with their money as well. So just buying some light pistols around this AWP, not fully investing in this one.
Yeah, that's good.
But somebody...
Caramel can do. Yeah, again, somebody is as somebody does. And he's run up short. He's going to get Deathmaker. He's going to get Hell Ranger. And slowly he's also into Connector, which makes for a fairly easy picking onto Health. Loses a fair bit of his HP. I've got to give credit to Health there. At least gets the headshot across, but this ain't going to work too nicely. TYLOO making it look far too easy at the moment.
The case if Caramel can actually hold on to this AWP as well, but I don't think it's going to be a huge difference at this current point in time. So now they know where the AWP is. Out's going to come the plant. Out's going to come the hunt as well. Actually, Danking's just going straight for the hunt. He's just going, what's a bomb plant? Oh, he looks away just at the worst time. Unfortunate. Unlucky. Look, they're still going to have money to get these AWPs. Once again, I just don't think the double AWP's the answer at the moment.
What is the answer, Kev?
Frag up.
Yeah.
I know it's a hard truth, but it's just individually, if you're just getting run at and you can't hold your angles, or you need to, if you can't hold angles and individually win them, you need to set up solid crossfires to shut this down. All right, so we notice that TYLOO is running really quickly right now into this mid position or into A. So how can we counteract this? You get 3 people in mid nice and early on, use utility, and kind of go appropriately from there at A, where you can just play retake A. You've got that AWP, you can utilize it.
Not a bad nade to start things off. Caramel down to 78 HP.
Danking spotted out a flashbang as well, so he knows exactly what's going on. Just these little things right now. It's working an absolute treat for TYLOO.
Well, they've just walked out onto the A bomb site. CT spawn going to be defended by Hell Ranger and Caramel, but Danking is going to make pretty quick work of that. They just back off of the line, and attacker gets flashed in by Danking. Someone's able to trade down, lightning fast. Only one remaining.
This is the BM TYLOO mode. It's like bombs all the way at A ramp, and their first thought is, all right, let's go kill this guy. Let's not bother about the bomb objective. Let's try to hunt him down. Someone's eventually going to have to go for it, and it probably is going to be slowly, being the good teammate he is. Nine to 4. Pace has really been picked up from TYLOO. don't know if there's much to really say right now in regards to this.
No, not really.
I mean, Lightning Fast might be able to hold on to an M4 at the very least.
That was a little bit messy from somebody. They actually do not care, do they? TYLOO's going to keep chasing this guy.
Of course not.
You can't
Look
get
at
away.
the money. Yeah, just look at the money at the moment on TYLOO. Of course they're going to keep hunting down.
There should be an eco for this round for Global and then a purchase through in the final round of the half. Pistols, deagles, armor, a little bit of utility going on here. Triple nade perhaps for Global Esports. Interested to see where that's going to go. Into a ramp, but a little bit too soon, and it's not going to affect TYLOO at all. Now Summer has perfect timing onto Hellranger, who is flashing his teammates into middle, and that's pretty much the info that TYLOO needed. As soon as Summer sees that, he knows there's quite a few CTs in mid, calls that to his team, and TYLOO makes short work of it. 10-4 the scoreline, and we might even see a more one-sided half than what we saw on Dust 2.
Yeah, I'd say it's about equal at the moment. I think Global's done good enough to get 4 rounds at the moment on the CT side. It definitely looked very weak on Dust 2. And if there's one good thing to say is that the T side did look structured on Dust 2. But, I mean, at the end of the day, this is TYLOO's map pick. You'd hope that teams at this stage would understand how to take a T side on Mirage after all these years. But we'll have to wait and see, because not only are you trying to take a T side, you're going to have to be facing off against TYLOO, who are going to be playing aggressively. And you just can't allow somebody to win these aim deals time and time again. They're just individually peeking out. There's no flashbangs. The AWP shots are missing at this stage.
He's not even an AWPer, Kev.
He technically is. All of TYLOO's an AWPer. But he switched out to an M4. He's gone. The game's in easy mode at the moment. And it's all now down to Lightning Fast. There it is. 11-4 half. Just over like that in the blink of an eye. We'll be going straight to a break and back with the second half to see if TYLOO can wrap things up or if Global can at least put up a bit of a fight.
Teflon built, they can't penetrate me. I'm trying to get money, I'm trying to get fame, I'm trying to get peace, trying to get rid of this pain. I'm just trying to get it before the party's over. So they call me lucky like 4-leaf clover. Man, I just want to show you what to do with it. Who's with me? Hands up. Come on, let's get it. Me and my hustlers ride. Let's get it. True gangsters don't die. We get it. I never swallow my pride. I'm committed. Tell me if you with it. Oh yeah, let's get it. Me and my hustlers ride. Let's get it. True gangsters don't die. We get it. I never swallow my pride.
Took a while to learn. I'm better off alone. Your bridges have been burned. I hope you're happy on your own. Time and time again, I want you let me down. You think it's all a game. Now you're playing. You got to know. You got to know. I will be okay. You got to know. You got to know. Oh, I'll fight. I'll lose for you. I'll stop. I'll hit it. I'll take what's mine. I'll fight. I'll stay beside you. I'll waste my time. Made it through the hurt, much stronger than before. The tables have been turned. You wanted space, so have it all. There's nothing left to say. When all the love is gone, I found a better day. So I'll be moving. You got to know. You got to know. I will be okay. You got to know. You got to know. Oh, I'll fight. I'll lose for you. I'll stop. I'll hit it. I'll take what's mine. I'll fight. Still feeling, still breathing. Now I'm free to live my way. No hurting, I'm learning. Now I found a better way. I'm fighter, I'm loyal. I'm here, take what's mine.
Welcome back to the TYLOO Fanboy Club. Send an email to dankingiscool@gmail.com for your hat and mug, because we are all aboard the TYLOO hype train here in DreamHack Open at Summer. They are up 11-4 against Global Esports. It's not even looking close right now, Kev.
Look, let's be real. If you email that, you're lucky to get a gaming config. That's like probably Dan King's thing. I just remember there was this classic copy pasta. It's like, welcome, tag up. Here's your gaming config. You're in.
Yeah.
You're in the TYLOO fan club.
That's right. Sounds good. Let's go. No word.exe here. TYLOO doing it all by themselves. And, well, they're just making it look pretty comfortable. Look at this. They're already just pushed all the way up to the top of mid. Not too concerned. Attacker on 1 HP, though, and he's decided he doesn't really want to be there anymore, which is fair enough. Somebody under quite a significant amount of pressure and will be rolled over on the B bomb site. Great start to the pistol for Global Esports. Maybe we can start singing their praises sooner rather than later. That's crisp from Caramel. Much better stuff from Global here in the second half.
Someone does need to get the bomb plant down eventually. And this is like where Global actually had a lot of success, is their post plants. They're very, very patient a lot of the time, but I think Dan King actually suspects there is one over here at this position. It's really difficult to clear out. So, it's very easy to clear out, should I say, if you're expecting it. Dan King just pushes straight forward through the market position instead. And finally he's cleared out. Great pistol round coming out from Lightning Fast. An attacker, 1 HP, full armor. Doesn't matter if you have full armor if your noggin's a bit hurting.
Look, I kind of like the way that Global plays. You know, you see the way that they try to handle their economy and the way that they play those kinds of post plans. You can tell that they're trying to play good, proper Counter-Strike. That's good to see.
Yeah.
It's just that the individual skill level there and the team communication, coordination, just isn't on the level of TYLOO. So I can respect what Global Esports are trying to do with this roster and how they're going about it. But it is fair to say that this is a significant mismatch. And it doesn't matter how good the Counter-Strike is going to be from one team or another, if at the end of the day, TYLOO is just going to shoot you in the head better.
I think that's a fair summary. But I'm not willing to completely discount Global just yet. After all, their T-side and Dust 2 is quite good. Looking at pistol rounds, they've got that basic structure. And look, when they're hitting their shots, they can definitely take it against TYLOO. But the problem is, obviously, when there are the rifles out in play, the AWPs, as well as the aggression coming out from TYLOO. We can see in this round as well, 4 players actually forcing up. Dan King opting just to keep the money up high for now, so he can actually just buy a deagle, get the AWP in the 3rd round if things go right for TYLOO and things go right for Global. So, patience coming out from Global at the moment, understanding that TYLOO wants to be on the front foot. Tactical pause was probably called just to make sure they don't drop this round like they did last time.
Yeah.
Lightning Fast should be able to get a very easy pick onto somebody there. Nice little off angle.
Well, all you have to do really is be patient and wait for TYLOO to push into you, because 9 times out of 10, someone's going to do it. Somebody and Dan King both have a tendency to get a little bit over-aggressive on the CT side sometimes. That is ringing true at the moment. Global are going to walk their way toward B. Summer's rotating over, but they've still kept the primary stack of TYLOO players on A. And now Summer's getting the info, but he's under quite a hefty amount of pressure. That's not a good molly. In fact, that's actually fantastic for Summer. Not that it's going to really help too much. Might be better off TYLOO just saving these guns, saving the armor in particular, and taking a bit of an upgraded pistol by next round as well.
Yep, and Global keeping all weapons alive as well. Nice and solid. Couple of good picks, making sure that TYLOO get punished for their aggression. Just utilizing some good trades and everything from there. Don't know if it's even worth investing more rifles to try to hunt down attacker at this stage. Yeah, that's definitely not worth it at the moment. At least you can retrieve the AK-47, so Hellranger's going to be able to pick that up. That's a bit of a painful round, to be honest. Bit greedy from Global, where 3 of the individuals think they can take a couple of aim deals. No, you've already done the hard yards. Let's not gift away a couple of AKs. And look, it could be absolutely nothing at the end of the day. It's only a Mac 10 and it's an AK, but now it's weapons for TYLOO to play with in the back at Desert Eagles. And it's just never a good thing when you give an AK in the hands of someone like Slowly.
I am interested to see what Slowly can do with this rifle. Pushing mid at the moment, so he's definitely trying to make a play happen. Caramel is watching for that.
Oh, he's just giving up the angle at the worst possible time.
Well, Slowly might have a bit of a challenge in a second. Caramel is shouldering the corner. That's pretty routine for Slowly, but he needs to turn around. Doesn't know that there's a player coming up underpass, and that's going to be what catches him off guard.
Oh, Lightning Fast might have just found the timing onto Summer, who wasn't expecting it. But Dan King, out comes the Deagle right now. Oh my goodness, he's got 1 bullet left. Can't land that shot, thank goodness. That could have been really dicey, but a 2-on-2 with a couple of retrieval weapons to TYLOO right now. Still though, flashbang as well as the armor advantage.
Attacker really didn't want to let him off triple there, but Hellranger, he stays strong, and it might be, in the end, his undoing. The molly gets thrown in by Attacker, but he's not expecting the right side peek. Maybe that was somebody's job to watch, but in the end, Global Esports do come away with the round up to 7. And it's starting to look a little bit more respectable now for Global Esports.
Yeah, tactical timeout in the first gun round as well. Money's not great for a lot, so for some of these members, should I say. So Lightning Fast as well as Deathmaker probably have to buy up to them. Well, last remaining cash. TYLOO, first gun round coming out. A lot of money to play with, but not the best in terms of utility. So I wonder how Global's going to approach it. They're going to go for a stock standard kind of A-site set play to kind of test out TYLOO on the A side. Maybe back to the B-bomb side. Maybe try to prey on the fact that somebody does like playing a bit aggressively. And as soon as you do take one of the extremities, you can flood in.
Round number 19, AWP in the hand for Dan King. So, as we already mentioned in the first half, it's not something that TYLOO tends to lean on the T side, but certainly when it comes to CT side, Dan King is more than prepared to utilize the AWP, and he's going to be using it quite aggressively this round. Prepared for the peak, and that is crisp. He might need to be a little wary of what's happening in the connector, but throws a grenade in there, gets himself back into a connector pretty nicely, and all's well that ends well.
But once again, it's like you think Dan King is like, what is he doing pushing top mid? He had a rifle watching his underpass the entire time. So once again, TYLOO just wary of their sectors. Can Attacker get caught off timing this time? Has a dink, but great shots coming out from Lightning Fast, but quick trade as well. They know at least one more still at mid. So once again, we saw this problem on Dust 2 earlier on with Global being a little bit segmented sometimes in this T-side take. When they start losing a couple of members and they don't really get the map control they need, they start struggling and go, where do we need to take from here? Where do we go?
They've got a lot of ground to cover. They haven't gotten into the apartments at all. They're probably pretty wary of TYLOO pushing or being on a weird angle or anything like that. So it's kind of going to take them a long time to get through the apartments here to even try and challenge the B-bomb site. Quickler, bit of a speed up though from Caramel. Somebody is waiting. He's just going to start to creep his way forward.
Deathmaker's been spotted out as well. Out comes the first Molotov. Somebody can't land the first initial shot. Flashbang is going to come forward.
Well, Hellranger's low on HP, which makes it a fairly routine kill for somebody. Now he's just going to jump up and down. Caramel! He's killed Slowly and somebody. Can they get the bomb plant?
Caramel's made a huge mistake.
They can't. They've jumped off. They can't get the bomb plant down in time. The round is over. TYLOO have won it. What has happened there?
I can tell you exactly what's happened there. As Deathmaker almost went down through time as well. Caramel jumps down. The first instinct that you need to have with 9 seconds left, understanding, is just going for the bomb and just getting it down and just trusting your teammate to cover. Yeah. The fact that he's going out like that, doesn't realize the bomb's down and not realizing that there's no time really to work with. I think we saw this earlier on where Global just took a little bit too long to make a decision to go somewhere, and it was their downfall at the end of the day. Look, another tactical timeout. They don't really have the cash to buy here, so although Deathmaker has the AK-47, I mean, it's a bit of a tricky situation. You force up here, you're kind of dooming yourself at the moment for the next 2 rounds at the very least. I feel like they just don't have enough firepower to really get it across the board against TYLOO right now. I don't know, though. They have decided to force up. They can make something happen from this, but the individuals need to kind of go a bit ballistic and heroic, and TYLOO, their economy is not really set either. So, good chance for Global actually to strike back right now. Pretty critical round, all things considered, for both sides.
Well, to 7, TYLOO do win a pretty important one, but MP9s for both Slowly and Somebody. It's going to be an interesting round, I think it's fair to say. We'll see where those two end up going. Looks like it might be a bit of a short push out from them. Underpass, actually, for Danking. He's got USP in hand, man. What is going on? Run away. He's dead. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Yep, that's actually an AWP retrievable for Global Esports at the moment. So Danking just biting off a little bit more than he can chew this time. So maybe a bit too foolish this time.
Why not send an MP9 there instead?
Yeah, we're not watching TYLOO. Let's be real. If they made some great decisions all the time, it wouldn't be TYLOO. This is why I love watching them. So, a lot of time to work with. Now weapons as well. And you can argue, actually, this is a great buy now for Global, as they've decided they've got 2 AKs to play with an AWP, spreading out and slowly taking this mid control. They are going to be splitting up short, and this is the dangerous part right now. They're splitting into B where there's 3 people here. Slowly takes contact, gets the first kill. Oh, can't land the spray onto Lightning fast. Finally gets the trade out, but they should bail out right now, realizing there's 2 people here.
Oh, that's a great shot from Lightning fast to get attacker, but somebody's still able to trade down MP9 at that kind of a range. Headshot to boot, and there's 30 seconds. Hellranger needs to get onto this bomb site. He doesn't have time now to get to A, at least without being heard.
He's just letting time tick away.
Well, giving time for someone to float across to the bomb site, and somebody's gotten back into market. So he's going to make noise on the way down, and he's going to make noise clearing out the bomb site, but inevitably he's going to have to try and plant, and at that point is when Summer is going to walk around the corner, and TYLOO get themselves a weird round win, but a round win that they'll take either way.
Just once again, just down to Slowly buying so much time, really denting that arm of that attack. If that short push was able to come forward for Global Esports, that would have been much more successful to the B bomb site, and TYLOO's economy could be absolutely ruined at the moment. As it is though, Global, they're the ones that have to cop the eco right now, so the decision to force buy doesn't work out for them. And TYLOO just 3 rounds away from closing out this series. Look, at the end of the day, expected result, but
well, it's not looking like it's going to be too tough for TYLOO here. 2 players down, no damage even taken, and in fact, it might be the whole round with no damage taken for TYLOO. Oh, never mind, unless Summer shoots attacker in the boot. Got 1 less foot now, but that's okay. Who needs feet? Don't even worry about it.
And they know exactly where he is as well, so after tanking, pushing the A-ramp. It's just, once again, it feels like a bit more like Dust 2 at this stage. Danking's playground right now. Why did he just buy a Mag 7?
Danking?
Yeah, he just bought a Mag 7 for a brief moment.
Why not?
That's 1,300 on the ground.
Oh, who cares?
Despicable. Drop the M4. Pick the Mag 7 up. You know it's a better weapon, Danking. Last tactical timeout for Global, but I don't know what there is much to talk about for this one. I think this is the time to bust out the set A site strat, but if it doesn't work, that's kind of it. So, at least everyone's got smokes right now. AKs to play with for Global. No AWP in the hands of Dan King. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing at this stage. Maybe he's just gone, I can't push that well with an AWP. So maybe if I push in an M4, I'll have more success. And out comes the fast A-site take. Might work out.
Might indeed. Hellranger quickly into the side. Dan King caught with the grenade in hand, but he's traded out by Attacker. I think he actually got the flash out there, and it's helped out pretty much for TYLOO. In the end, it does get traded down to 2-on-2, but TYLOO have rotated across so quickly, and somebody playing the one-way smoke gets himself a free kill onto Caramel. Lightning Fast has been seen as well by Summer, so he'll just be smoked off, I dare say. That's quick, clean, but that's a hard spray to transfer, and I've got to give him credit for at least trying to make it work. But 15-7 the scoreline, and TYLOO one round away from finishing this series off in a very, very comprehensive defeat for Global Esports.
I have to be saying, though, if there's anything I've really taken out of the series so far, is that this Lightning Fast kid, he's pretty good. That's unfortunate that he's unable to win the clutch, but he's actually making a lot of like these really good decisions, quite sharp to back up those decisions as well. So, look, it is looking like a case of we probably have to see more from Global tomorrow to see how they fare up against, I guess, the loser of the next match. Might be a bit of a late A-site pump at the moment. Might not work out though. A-site's been completely locked down. Lightning Fast is going to be walking up from connector, but he looks away just at the wrong time. Slowly still able to land those shots.
That's an interesting flash. Well, Caramel has a B-bomb site that he can potentially walk into, or he can walk into the scope of somebody, and that's going to be that. TYLOO sweep the floor with Global Esports. It's 2-0 today. We'll be back to break it all down after the break.